Today, we will embark on a journey to uncover a dramatic confrontation that has left many questioning the reality behind the headlines. Iran's recent attack on Israel, with 185 kamikaze drones, approximately 120 ballistic missiles, 36 cruise missiles, and various small-scale weapons. But what impact did these have on Israel, you may ask? Absolutely nothing. Nearly 99% of the missiles and drones launched by Iran failed to reach their targets, thanks to Israel's formidable air defense system that intercepted them mid-flight. So why does Iran act as if it succeeded in teaching Israel a lesson, despite not achieving the desired results? Is there a hidden agenda, or was Iran actually successful in some way? Let's explore the truth behind the theater that unfolded. Decades ago, Iran and Israel were actually very good allies. Iran was the first Islamic country to recognize Israel in 1948, shortly after its establishment. At the time, Iran was ruled by the Pahlavi dynasty and was one of America's closest allies in the Middle East. As a result, the newly established State of Israel sought to strengthen its ties with Iran. This partnership was so strong that in 1968, the Trans-Israel Pipeline was constructed, transporting oil from Iran to Israel and then to Europe. Iran's relationship with America was also excellent due to the country's abundant oil resources. America, for its own interests, forged a superficial friendship with Iran, a Muslim country. Both Israel and America had befriended Iran, but this friendship was short-lived. The Iranian Revolution of 1979 brought a new regime led by Ayatollah Khomeini, who despised Israel's existence. Khomeini viewed Israel as the West's foothold in the Middle East, leading to a sharp break in Iran's alliance with America. Shortly after the revolution, on July 3, 1988, an Iranian passenger plane was shot down by a missile fired from a U.S. Navy ship. All 290 civilians aboard, including children, lost their lives. Fast forward to 2020, and Iran's Quds Force commander Qasem Soleimani was assassinated by an American drone strike, further straining relations between Iran and the West. After the revolution, Iran ceased to recognize Israel as a legitimate state. Since 1979, Israel has been accused of oppressing the region with America's backing. In October 2023, when Iran suddenly retaliated against Israel for its actions in Gaza, a global outcry ensued. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faced increasing criticism and calls for his resignation due to corruption charges and a government teetering on the brink. The public no longer wanted Netanyahu as prime minister, and Israel was constantly embroiled in conflict. The shift in Iran-Israel relations became evident when an airstrike hit the Iranian consulate in Damascus on April 1st, killing 7 people, including 2 generals from Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. Although Israel did not take responsibility for the attack, Iran believed Israel was behind it and vowed retaliation, saying, "We will punish them." Netanyahu was prepared and responded strategically, allowing Iran to make the first move while ensuring Israel's defenses were ready. Iran loudly declared its intentions to retaliate and, on the night of April 13th, launched an attack on Israel. However, it was strange that Iran chose to fire missiles that would take 7-8 hours to reach Israel, almost as if they were giving advance notice. If these missiles had been fired from Lebanon or Syria without warning, Iran could have achieved its goals more easily. But in this case, Iran's actions were nothing more than a facade. By the morning after the attack, everything in Israel was back to normal, as if nothing had happened. It was as if Israel knew exactly what was going to happen and allowed Iran to proceed. Iran's attack achieved nothing but a display of power. Israel looked like a naughty child who acted out, fully aware of what the consequences would be. In return, Iran responded in a manner that seemed to minimize harm intentionally. So, what was really happening here? Is there a deeper level of collaboration between Israel and Iran that remains unnamed? In truth, both countries maintain their existence through their mutual antagonism. Without Israel, Iran could not assert its dominance in the region. Without Iran, Israel could not manipulate the Americans as it does. When tensions ease, they fabricate a crisis. In the Strait of Hormuz, warships engage in cat-and-mouse games while the world holds its breath. Iran struts its feathers, and the arms lobbies rake in massive profits. The key here is that both sides benefit from creating an artificial crisis. Iran uses the media to boast, "We have launched hundreds of missiles and frightened them." Israel, on the other hand, says, "Look, they attacked and couldn't even scratch us. They saw our power." After the attack, US President Joe Biden did not even see the need for Israel to respond. According to them, Israel had already demonstrated its military and diplomatic superiority over Iran. Both sides made their respective gains. Iran directly attacked Israel for the first time in its history, and Iran's leader was almost declared a hero in the eyes of his people. Netanyahu, on the other hand, solidified his position further. The conflict in Gaza was suddenly forgotten, and the Iran-Israel theater took center stage. Is a real war between Iran and Israel being instigated in the Middle East? Or is the ultimate goal to draw Turkey into a conflict? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel before you go.